think it's just way, I think you need to make sure that the applicants understand the scoring.
I think 0 to 100 keeps it simple. I don't think there's any reason to do more
I don't either.
adjusting to it.
So,
I would recommend that we take a hard look at what this means and to have another meeting very shortly, whether that's later this week, beginning of next week. I think this is an extremely important decision, and I think it would also behoove us to hear, if they so choose, to send information in from the public.
Stephen, so tell me, let's say you're the only commissioner, how would you do it? I mean, because you've seen it before, so I want to know, I want to understand your point better. So how would you do it if you were designing this? How exactly would you do it?
I would, if it was by myself.
start on the section.
Yeah, I mean, just start like tell me, because I want to know, because I do want to understand, especially when there's obviously a disagreement, I definitely want to understand the other perspective. We all know our own, so I want to make sure I got yours, so let's.
Well, I would take each point that we're saying are experience, we're wanting to know what their experience is, and I would, if it was myself, I wouldn't have a discussion with myself, but I would decide what weight I thought regulated industries would be, what weight agriculture and horticulture would be, commercial manufacturing, and then at that point, knowing what the weight of each of those is, decide how much they met that criteria or exceeded that criteria or didn't meet that criteria in some form or fashion in a very, whether it's 1 through 5, 1
So
through 10.
you have 10 points. How would you weight those? Would you give them each one? Or would you do, as Joel suggested, you could combine?
No, I think I would give a little bit more to one than the other. I think that when you're talking about cultivation facilities, if there is no agriculture or horticulture, the system doesn't work, because if it's not being grown, you can't get it to a dispensary. So I think that experience is extremely important here. Please don't ask me to go open a greenhouse. I would hire somebody that has the expertise in that field.
You would take, so Schedule 1, for example, you're okay that it's worth 10% of the 100 points?
I voted yes on that.
That's 10 of them.
Yes.
But of the 8 subcategories that are there, basically, you would say you want us to define ahead of time that regulated industry is worth
Exactly.
0 to 2 points.
That it's worth, of that 10 points,
It's
let's
worth up to
take
2
in
of them.
a percentage and have a conversion factor of that,
Or a point.
or point, whatever you want to say.
You got
You got
Yes.
10 points.
10 points. So everyone's
So if
worth,
there's 9 of them there, right? I'm sorry, there's 8. 9.
maybe they're not, maybe they're not.
8. There's 8 of them. So if we wanted, I would give my 2 most important things, I could either give them a straight 2 points. He's talking about whole numbers here. So I wouldn't give them 1.5, I'd find 2 of them that were most important and give those 2 points.
So I get what you're saying, that way it gives them more guidance, but I guess I think that's just where I see it. Are we all gonna agree that agriculture and horticulture is worth 2 points and regulated industry is worth 1 point? I mean, if we have 8 categories, we have 10 points to give out. And so let me ask you this, then maybe would it be, if we're gonna not break it down in subsections, they want us to individually break it down and how we're gonna grade it? I mean, you're gonna have a different number, you would, of those 8, if you and I were to rank those 1 through 8 of what's most important, least important, I suspect we're not gonna have them in the exact same order. I mean, of those 8, just regulated industries, agriculture, horticulture, commercial manufacturing, creative and plan, business plan. So if you and I went back, we just rated those top 8, we're probably gonna have different rankings. So how do we, amongst the five of us, how do we really rectify how many points do we assign? If we disagree, if your top one is commercial manufacturing and mine is experience of the owner of a management business with 24-hour security, then how do we come to that conclusion?
Because mine's is experience with cultivation and production of medical marijuana and then secure inventory tracking and control. I think those are two.
So that, I totally, I see what you're saying, I get that gives them more guidance, but I'm trying to figure out, if we go point by point, are we all really gonna agree? And if we don't agree, and say you strongly disagree and think that, yeah, like she said experience with cultivation, production of marijuana. So the four of us vote out and say, no, that's the least important. The most important is definitely regulated industries. Well, she's a commissioner, I think she has the obligation to be able to interject her, to vote it the way she sees fit to vote it versus how you and I might think she should score it this way. But I don't think we should impose that upon another, you know, I think that's the health of five people being on. I think that's why there's not one person or two people, but I'm trying to.
Yeah. So in this, everybody in this arena right now, we're in a public meeting and we have the opportunity to talk about every single part of this. And when we do, we either come together and get an agreement or we vote. And I know I'm not going to get my way all the time. You guys just proved that. But the deal is you give justification for the reason why you want something, and it needs to be consistent across all five commissioners. Unless we're going to send out to the public that we have 5 different rubrics, one for each commissioner.
Well, if we're all going to grade the exact same, I don't know, I guess that's the point. Are we all going to force each other, we're all going to vote to see that we're going to, we could all go home and grade each of these individually and come back and then we can add up we could do our own rubric amongst ourselves and
Joel, can you help us out?
regulate initiatives 4 points.
I guess that I'm not seeing, I see your point and I see our others' points, but I don't see the point because then we only need one person to review one application. But I think it's important that that we're all review the application, and it's going to be subjective, but also that it's fair.